course, that affects how it feels outside. It feels like 25 in the city, feels like 15 in the White Plains. So prepare for that number early on. Also grab the shades. Enjoy that beautiful sunshine today. 34 degrees by 1 o'clock, 34 through 4 p.m. And then by 10 o'clock, back down into the upper 20s with winds easing and clouds starting to move in. All right, 4:31. Let's see what's slowing us down so far. Adele, good morning.
Welcome back. 4:44 a.m. Looking at Yankee Stadium, 32 degrees on this Friday morning. Well, for Yankee
regular season home, Tropicana Field was devastated in October by Hurricane Milton. Tampa's owner has publicly lauded the Yankee.
Maria, I think we need like a little plunge pool and some water therapy.
Thank you very much.
That'd be nice.
Yes, lovely. Love that outdoor hangout space.
Right.
Well, we hope it's a good omen, off to a fresh start. Let's do it. All right, but we had some wintry weather first before all of the spring training games. Oh, of course, we see this beautiful, iconic Empire State Building. And on this Valentine's Day, maybe you're meeting your love there. We have the almost but not quite full snow moon out there with those clear skies. So enjoy that. We've got 32 degrees out there right now. Still pretty breezy, so that wind chill's down to 25. So
that we're having with the weather this weekend. Good morning. It's Friday morning, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Michael Gargiulo's off today. Adele Caballero's here. Update on some water main repairs, we understand. And Maria LaRosa, we breaking up with Mother Nature? We can't quit her.
We love her.
We can't.
You know, she's always keeping us on our toes, but it's sometimes love-hate. It's complicated.
Tell me about it.
There we go. We're loving today, though, because we got blustery winds since yesterday evening. Still breezy, so still a wind chill factor. We've got 31 at Central Park in Massapequa, 29 in White Plains, 28 in Poughkeepsie with fair skies. Just want to point out, if you're hitting the road north of Philadelphia near 195, you see that purple box right there. That is a snow squall warning. So a little patch of snow, gusty winds leading to some reduced visibility, maybe some quick accumulation there, just a heads up. Otherwise, yeah, it feels like 23 right now. It feels like 18 in White Plains. So prepare for that. But also grab the shades, lots of sunshine, bright skies. By 10 a.m., back up close to freezing. We're only going to manage about 35 today, but we stick with the clear skies. Winds ease a bit heading into this evening, so that's great for dinner plans. By 6 p.m., 32 degrees. Northwest winds will be later. All right, at 5:01, want to see how complicated the commute is this morning. Adele, good morning.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning to all of our viewers heading out for that early Valentine's Day commute.
All right, it's the big 5-0 this weekend for Saturday Night Live. The days-long celebration of the show's 50th anniversary begins with a big concert tonight. At 8 p.m., you can watch the 3-hour special on NBC and Peacock. And before the show, red carpet coverage starts at 7. It's so fun. I mean, outside here at 30 Rock, right as you walk in, there's the big sort of signage on the ground,
on the
sidewalk celebrating.
So cool. And then the barricades up everywhere.
That's right.
They're, it's very exciting to be in this amazing building. And yeah, can't wait to see that concert. Setting up for everything right now on the plaza, including celebrating SNL. But we also have to celebrate love today. It is Valentine's Day. Want to get you ready for that. It's been a rough weather week for the most part here, and we're getting a nice little break today. But we're starting off chilly and breezy. Temperatures below freezing through at least 7 a.m. By the time we get to lunchtime, you got still some rosy cheeks with those temperatures at 34 degrees, but feels like temperatures in the upper 20s. And we're dry straight through dinner time, maybe a couple of clouds, because it's overall going to be a sweet evening as temperatures stay below freezing through 10 o'clock. But at that point, winds are easing. All right, got to get to the weekend, because whatever plans you have, you've got to contend with some pretty messy weather at some point. So I stop our hour by hour at noontime. We're starting to see that snow really fill in through eastern Pennsylvania, getting ready to cross the Delaware. So at that point, if you were going to be planning to be out and about, you may want to plan otherwise, because very quickly roads are going to be tricky. By 8 p.m., so we've had several hours of snowfall here from Newark, Merrick, White Plains, and Poughkeepsie. But then we see the warmer air start to nudge northward, and that's going to change over areas like Newark and Merrick, the city, over to rainfall between midnight and 3 a.m., where we're going to get a couple of hours of that icy mix through the Hudson Valley and into Connecticut. Then by tomorrow, or I should say Sunday afternoon, we still have the front to come on through. So another push here, more icy mix potentially north, but even some thunder for Monmouth and Ocean County. Long Island, would not be surprised to hear some of that for Sunday afternoon before it all rolls out. Talking about generally for now, about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall from Long Island, the city, and northward. More as you get to the Hudson Valley, but definitely keeping an eye on that icy mix potential, where it looks like enough that it's not just the crunchy snow, but also the ice on the power lines and the tree limbs. So that's something to keep in mind for Saturday into Sunday, Saturday evening into Sunday morning. All right, so today we're at 35 degrees. Definitely bundle up. It's brisk out there now, and will stay that way through the afternoon. Once we get past the weekend, it's a chilly start to next week, and then we got our eyes on Thursday. All right, 5:19 now. Adele, what's going on?
We've got a lot going on. A couple updates, too. Let's start things off, though, a little further west.
It's like, I know you love me. I know you love me. This is Frankie. We love you, Frankie, and that cute little nose of yours. Lots of love to go around because we're seeing the fair skies out there right now and sunshine for the afternoon. But heading into the weekend, still tracking that sloppy mess. An update on the timing, the totals, and the precipitation type that changes throughout the two. The Hudson Valley. So even through dinner time, count on snowy travel south of I-78. Then the warmer air really starts to take over, and we see that mixing over to rain from the city and Newark. Still a few hours of that wintry mix, though, through the Hudson Valley, straight through Sunday morning and into the early afternoon. Keep that in mind if you have travel plans. Otherwise, finally, that push with the cold front could actually get some rumbles of thunder in here for Long Island and South Jersey during the afternoon on Sunday. So kind of that snapshot you see beginning in the city as some snow, but mostly rain. You get to the Hudson Valley, a good amount of frozen precipitation, that snow and mix, a shorter period of rainfall. So that's going to leave that kind of crusty layer there, not fun for travel. Colder air settles in behind it, and that sets us up for the next system, which right now looks to be in that Wednesday, Thursday timeframe. So something to think about heading into next week. So today up to 35 degrees. Enjoy a nice, dry and sunny Valentine's Day. Of course, looking ahead, it's the cold early in the week. And then, Gilma, you can see that snowy potential by the end of next week.
All right, Maria, thank you. Live from New York.
That's right, Gilma. There's more.
Today's cast.
It's Saturday night.
Current stars have the age, featuring some of the most popular hosts and many of the 100 cast members from Surgeon.
Performed around 1,000 rescues since the storm began Saturday, and power is being restored to tens of thousands of customers at this point. President Trump has issued a disaster declaration for Kentucky. Now to talk about our weather, Maria LaRosa joins us now, and the headline is the heavy winds that are out there.
Oh, absolutely. And that was one of the storms that had everything, had the severe side, the flooding. Of course, we're on the wintry side, and it's still driving these incredible winds right now. But the big picture shows especially good news for those areas that were experiencing the flooding. It's dry, but you see blue everywhere, so it's cold everywhere. It's snow if there's any precipitation. And we've seen some of those squalls. That's that purple box right there, that snow squall warning in parts of upstate New York where the visibility's down and persistent bands forming. But otherwise, it's a quiet weather picture here. Of course, the winds, anything but quiet, and certainly hasn't been that way for the last about 12 hours or so. Looking at some of the peak gusts, most of these coming after midnight. JFK, 62-mile-per-hour gusts. White Plains, over 60. LaGuardia, Newark closing in on that. Pretty persistent 50-plus mile-per-hour gusts at Newark. It's leading to delays at a lot of these airports here. And Teterboro, 47-mile-per-hour gusts, and some rough skies, rough turbulence being reported too. Currently, you can see that's area-wide problem. So all the way from the Poconos, Hudson Valley, Connecticut, Long Island, Central and South Jersey, the winds are an issue and will continue to be so. I stop it at 7 p.m. This is when we see the advisories drop, but still gusts 20-plus miles per hour right out of the west-northwest, even into tomorrow afternoon. So you guessed it, with the cold air pouring in, that combination is going to keep us really, really cold. And when you get a couple of hours with wind chills down in the single digits, that's definitely the dangerous category. And that's what we're going to be in for tomorrow morning. It's going to feel like 6 in the city. North and west especially dangerous, close to or below 0 wind chills for several hours. By the time we get to the afternoon, it's still breezy, but we're stuck in the 20s, so wind chills will be down in the low teens and single digits most of the day. So that's our next few days. But looking ahead, once we get past that very chilly morning tomorrow, we sort of bottom out. We see those temperatures moderate into the weekend. But between now and the weekend, we still have our eyes on what this next storm system will or won't do. So kind of giving you an update. Last week was looking pretty big for Snowmaker. Now the models are saying basically nothing. I think it might be one of those situations we barely get snowflakes in here. But from the American model and the European models by early Thursday, this is just too far off the coast and far away to really be a big snow producer or really concerned at this point. We'll watch it, see if the models go back the other way, but that's how it looks right now. This slides out of here. We have high pressure building in for the end of the week. We get some sunshine back, and that's going to help us moderate those temperatures. So by the weekend, yeah, relatively mild. We're going to be back above freezing, and we are going to see temperatures closer to average. Now, as far as snow goes, February, this next system might have been it for us as the forecast looks, but we always have March. But we definitely see the chance for the big snows really go down once we hit March. And by the way, 31 days until spring. No sign of it today, 31. It feels like 19. Gusty winds all day, but temperature-wise, not much farther off from where we are right now, about 34 degrees. And then overnight tonight, down to 18 degrees. We'll see those northwest winds continue about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We stay in the 20s tomorrow. Pretty dry, pretty quiet weather pattern after this week.
All right, we'll take it, Maria. Thank you very much. Well, there is a new production coming out this week.
We're seeing that from Mississippi and Alabama, the winter storm that's going to bypass us but keep us in the cold for sure. We head to Hackensack, New Jersey. A few light snow showers on the northern fringe of this tomorrow, but you can see where we're headed. Some sunshine, dry for the weekend. That's the first one in a little bit. We'll talk about what's ahead, though, next week. A little bit more unsettled coming up in the 10-day.
Maria, thank you. Also, investigation. What experts say caused the plane to flip over on the snowy runway and how
The Belt Parkway now eastbound side. We now have 2 lanes closed off because of that overturned car over by exit 11 for Flatbush Avenue. Coming up in a few minutes, we have a few other closures already causing delays, but we are going to leave you with a live look outside.
With Allegra, you can stop being sneezy without feeling sleepy. Get 0% brain interference for fast, non-drowsy allergy relief with Allegra. It's a no-brainer. Disney's Snow White in theaters March 21st.
Huge news. You can get a Santa for just $3. Wait.
Difficult for them and the snow as well, but you know, the salt goes right, the supply goes right down.
Yeah, and especially in these areas too where, you know, we're seeing a warming trend, right? So that's a good sign, but we still have some sub-freezing mornings to go. As we see temperatures in the low to mid 40s into early next week, but we still have some below freezing high temperatures, and as I mentioned, some very chilly mornings ahead. The other thing to keep an eye on, do we have any more winter storms? We've got some wintry weather in store for tomorrow. It's going to be on the light side, but again, just a little bit more. Before we look ahead to next week, which could also deliver a few light precipitation chances, we'll call it that. I don't see any big storms, at least in the next 5 days or so. This is the big storm. We could have been right here with all of that heavy snow, except for, just a couple hundred miles. But we're missing out on this. Where we get our snow from is this little disturbance that's going to touch off some snow showers in the wake of it, sort of rotating around that main circulation. And then high pressure builds in. It's going to keep us pretty quiet for the next several days and into the weekend. And then we'll look ahead to this next system early next week. We're on the relative warmer side. So again, we're going to be working with temperatures that are not only above freezing, but finally, in some cases, just a little bit above average. But let's talk about the little bit of snow for tomorrow. So we're looking at the morning commute, no problem. By midday afternoon, there may be some light snow showers, and look at the temperatures. Still really cold, teens and 20s by tomorrow afternoon. So we're talking about all snow. Anything that falls will stick. So this could be enough when you have a few hours of these light snow showers to produce a coating in some spots. So that's kind of what we're dealing with, and maybe enough to slow the PM commute down just a little bit. 18 out there right now. The wind chill is 9. Of course, the wind chill still a factor today with just a little bit of a breeze. So all day, temperatures feeling like the teens and 20s as we head up to about 30 degrees with sun and clouds. And then tomorrow, that little dusting of snow possible late in the day, the second half of the day, but once again, staying below freezing. Beautiful sunshine and breezy, still chilly on Friday, but 34 degrees. And then we're headed into the 40s for the weekend. Looks dry. Early next week, these systems that we're keeping an eye on probably won't deliver much aside from the relative mild temperatures in the mid 40s. And then we'll watch the end of the week, the end of February for that next system. All right, 4:47 now. Adele, what's going on?
We've got a few things going on here already causing slowdowns. Belt Parkway eastbound by exit 11 Flatbush Avenue. We've got an overturned car. 2 lanes are now closed off, and you've got a slow go as you make your way through the area. Now, the Georgia George Washington Bridge inbound side, you are good to go. It's the outbound lower level that's completely shut down for construction, not causing major backups as of right now, but we will keep a close eye on it and we'll keep you posted on that. And then as a reminder, 80 eastbound still shut down by exit 34 because of that sinkhole from a couple weeks ago. Westbound side is also shut down. This will reopen though at 6 a.m. Let's take a quick check here at those gas prices. New York, you've got $3.18 a gallon, $3.02 for New Jersey, and $3.10 for Connecticut. As a reminder, alternate side is also in effect for today. Michael, back to you.
All right, Adele, thanks so much. 4:48 now.
And how it feels like out there. So all day temperatures will feel like the upper teens and low 20s today, with actual air temperatures staying below freezing. We'll get some sun in here early on and a few clouds during the midday. 27 degrees by noontime, 30. That's our high for the day. And then partly cloudy skies into this evening, 26 degrees by 10 o'clock, but it does stay dry. All right, at 5:01, want to see where the slowdowns are right now.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning to all of our viewers. We've got a couple things going on right now that could definitely slow down that early morning commute. First up is the Garden State Parkway. Southbound side, this is right by exit 143C in Irvington. We've got a crash. 2 lanes are closed. You can bet you're going to be tapping on the brakes as you make your way through the area there. And then we continue to watch this overturned car on the Belt Parkway eastbound by exit 11 for Flatbush Avenue. 2 lanes are closed off here as well, and it's a stop and go ride through the area. Darlene, Michael, back to you.
All right, Adele, thanks for...
Good morning, Maria LaRosa, looking at the weather.
Yeah, pretty quiet out there right now, including the winds, which have calmed down at least a little bit. But we head to Fairfield, Connecticut, where it's still going to be well below freezing for this morning. And as you can see, 30 degrees by 4 o'clock with cloudy skies. So still a very chilly one. Got some snow in the forecast in the next 24 to 36 hours. So I'm going to break down where and when coming up in the 10-day.
Maria, thank you. Also coming up, President Trump